The countdown is done. I think that means it is just about go time here. Friday Night Fights starts now. Ryan, are you there, bud? Uh-oh. Why can't I hear you there, Ryan?
Can you hear me now?
I sure can.
There we go. Hello, everybody.
Whew. Ryan, welcome, buddy. Scaring me. All right, let's get the show on the road. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Friday Night Fights. I got to turn down this Axie music because it's so darn loud in the background. Welcome indeed. Tonight is going to be an incredible night. I'm Zyori. I'm joined by M8. Ryan. Ryan, this is the first time you and I have shared the broadcast together. Welcome, my friend. It's a pleasure. How you doing tonight?
The pleasure is all mine. I'm super excited to be doing this. This is the first real player event for Axie Infinity Origin. We saw Sky Mavis test it before, but this is the first time we're doing something big for the players, so I could not be more excited.
Yeah, likewise. We're going to have 4 matchups coming tonight. It's going to be a little bit of fun. No prizing, no tournament bracket, no group stage, nothing complicated like that. This is just going to be some good old-fashioned show match action. We'll have 4 matches coming back-to-back. All of them are going to be best of 3. And we did have a little bit of a switcheroo because of scheduling. We're going to have Chuck Fresco versus Luby up first. Then we're going to have Azarian versus Polacco. After that, it'll be Ruthless Reg versus Hazel, and then we're going to round things out with Spam and Rice versus Thunderstruck as our final best of 3.
Awesome.
Yeah,
some high-level players there.
Yeah, definitely. And tonight we're going to have fairly straightforward rules. The only thing that we're imposing is a one-of-a-kind rune limit. So that means if you're using Heart of the Ocean, you only get 1 of them. You can't use 3. Same with Gloomy Dice. You can't just stack 3 of them. Also the same with Endless Rage, and then so on. So especially for those Mystic runes, I think that's actually a pretty big deal, something that you're going to have to consider when making those builds. The classic triple Aqua with triple Heart of the Ocean, not going to be an option here tonight.
720 HP each. No, I think that's actually a great idea, and it's cool that we're testing it out here live for everybody because it seems like that is in the zeitgeist for what we possibly might do to balance Origin in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Outside of that, best of 3s. The only other quirk here is that we're actually going to have the players on with us while they're going to be playing in these matches, which is going to make this a little bit of extra fun. Instead of having that wall between caster and player, we're going to merge the 2 of them together. We're going to be both the casters that kind of tell the story of these series, but then we're also going to have the players and their cams there with us for some live reactions as this whole thing unfolds. So are you ready for the challenge, Ryan? Because this is a little bit of a unique format, I have to admit. We're throwing you right in the deep end here.
It's going to be chaotic, but let's get right into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so like we said, up first, we've got Chuck Fresco. We've got Luby. I've got their cams here overlaid on my beautiful Axies. Gentlemen, you're welcome to unmute yourselves now. Welcome to Friday Night Fights. Chuck, it's great to see you. How are you, my friend? Oh, no, don't tell me Chuck's still muted.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
No
doing well,
Zyori
Zyori and Ryan. I was actually kind of surprised that I was invited to play against all these pro players today. And originally, I got placed with the #1 player, so I must have gotten someone angry at Axie Infinity tonight because they put me against the great Luby, #1 ranked. So it's going to be very interesting.
Don't sell yourself short. You're one of the OGs. You've been with Axie since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And Luby, how about you? How you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
Actually, there are a lot of players better than me, so don't fear nothing.
Well, we're ready to see you give Chuck a run for his money. Gents, if you're ready to jump in, I think you can go ahead and issue a challenge, and us spectators will hop into this first match. I think we need to get this show on the road. And looking at the overlays now, I'm realizing I should have just made a 4-way screen so all 4 of us could talk and kind of podcast here in between games. But for some reason, I made one with myself and Ryan and then one with Chuck and Luby. So I wanted to catch your reactions here when we see the big plays happen in client. But Yeah, go ahead and issue away whenever you guys are ready. Chuck, maybe you can send it over.
All right, let's go. Sending it right now. I'm not sure if he saw it yet.
Good old Origin. Nice and easy here. As soon as you guys jump in, we'll be
Looks
able
like
to
it's accepted. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Ready?
Waiting for it on my end, and there it is.
Awesome.
All right. And it's always a guess of who's going to be on which side, so I'll get our player cams here moved over. But Ryan, maybe you can give us a breakdown of what we've got to get things started.
Right, so we've got Luby going first with a is that a triple aqua? No, it looks like he has a dusk in the back with the gloomy dice rune. So Chuck's really gonna have to be careful about what cards he plays, because it's going to rotate. Every other round he'll have fear or hex. So when he's feared, whenever he plays an attack card, that'll be a confused card shuffled into his deck. And when he's hexed, anytime he plays a skill card, that'll be a curse card shuffled into his deck. So knowing when to play which cards is really important here, and especially knowing when you can make that compromise. So let's say I know I'm going to get that curse card, but I just can't pass up on this attack. That's going to be really important throughout this match.
Okay, got it. I've still got to wrap my brain around the new Origin layout here for commentary. Card draw with the goldfish, double goldfish mixed into this deck. Get some synergy from the koi tail as well, the bonus damage from an extra aquatic ally. That's where my brain goes when I start seeing multiple aquas mixed together.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage output from the aquas. He's got two cost cards on his middle aqua there, and a 2-cost card in his back lane, so he definitely has a lot of damage output. And especially considering he's running 2 aquas, he has a lot of HP to deal with. It's going to be really difficult getting through that front lane, especially considering he has the calcium armor rune. So he's constantly just picking up that shield.
Okay. Chuck's frontliner in a little bit of trouble.
He is in a little bit of trouble, but he has Kestrel and Tiny Turtle, so he can actually disarm the front lane as well as stunning one of the back Axies as well, which might give him what he needs to get back to the next round.
I see. So Chuck's actually running double Kestrel here.
Double Kestrel, double Chomp. It is the stun meta all the way through. The only thing he's missing is actually triple Chomp. I apologize. He's got a Chomp on the a Tiny Turtle on the Aqua in the front as well.
Damn, Chuck, this is nasty. We said you couldn't stack runes, but you're like, you didn't say anything about mouth parts.
Well, you kind of need them when you're relying on the stuns to get through. You kind of need to go all the way.
Chuck, has this comp been treating you well in the leaderboards?
I've only tried it a few times. Like it has been doing pretty well, but against an Aqua team, it's gonna be a little drawn out if I can get there.
Right. What Chuck really needs is to take out the frontline Axie. If he can take out the frontline Axie, he could probably get the back 2 Axies in a stun lock using his Kestrels and Chomps. But while that frontline Axie is in the way, he's never going to be able to disarm the mid lane. Especially now that he's only down to 2 Chomps. He would have to draw a perfect Kestrel and 2 Chomps to get all 3 stunned. And in that scenario, you're spreading your damage so far out, you're never going to get that frontline Axie killed. So it's definitely an uphill battle here for Chuck.
Right. It's like 2v3 is always bad, but for Chuck, it's extra rough with this comp that he's running. Check out this backliner that Luby's got here. Thorny Caterpillar, Incisor.
He's got Thorny Caterpillar and Sea Slug, so he's got 2 very powerful 2-cost cards there.
Yeah.
He's running 2 costs on the mid lane and on the back lane. So whenever, say in the situation where he's feared like he is right now, if he were to waste 3 energy playing 3 different attack cards, that's 3 confused cards shuffled into his deck. But if he plays a 2-cost card, he's getting that maximum damage value without destroying his card draw for the next round.
Wow. Yeah, that is really solid. Chuck, you're in big trouble here.
Yeah, it's very tough to come back from this. Now, Chuck does have the hot butt on the backliner, so he could really mess up his card draws, and if he is very smart about how he plays his Chomps here, he could make it a little bit further. Topaz is going to help as the game gets later in the rounds too.
I was just noticing that Topaz. What do we have?
Right,
9
right.
banished cards, so it's starting to stack up.
Well, that's already 115 damage, which is
It's pretty good.
it's
For a
pretty
wa-
good. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get that frontliner out of there, but
All right, on to turn 14 here. The
Oh, this is
double
actually
tiny turtle
pretty
draw.
good.
Yeah,
He
this
got-
is
he
very
got-
solid.
he also has a scar, which means he could possibly search for a... No, he can't search for a Kestrel. I forgot. That's a bird card.
Yeah. Scars only for reptile.
Although he could have played the tiny fan to get that extra card draw and see if he could have found the Kestrel. He opted to stun the front lane and the back lane. I'm guessing that's just because he wants to make sure he's getting that damage on the front.
Well, Aranda going to find the kill. And now Chuck going to be in a 1v3 scenario. How have you found the 1v3 potential in Origin?
It is very tough to pull off. You need a lot of poison. You need a lot of stuns. I think I've only done it successfully once against a sturdy fighter bug build. So it's definitely possible, but with the Aquas having this much HP, like the frontliner's like still more than half of his health left, and that's 320, which is the base health of what a regular Axie should be.
Yeah, 600 HP on this frontline Aqua. That's a lot. That's a big boy right there.
It's dirty. It's a little dirty.
Yeah.
Double the HP of an Axie.
I think I saw Jiho almost come back from a 1v3, and it was actually a Topaz Axie with Hot Butt, believe it or not. But he
Really?
did still fall short. It was a scenario somewhat similar to this. But
Well,
you
the
just
hot
get
butt
worn
can just
down.
really help. The hot butt can really help just disrupt the card draw. So if you're really smart about who you stun, and then hopefully get lucky with the RNG and what they draw, then you can last longer than you would initially anticipate.
Get some bubble bombs stacked up now. Chuck with another good card draw.
Well, he's down. He's gone through all the revenge cards now, so he's down to just his base Axie's cards.
I see. So this
So
is
it's gonna
it.
be
It's always going to be a
Exactly.
good card draw. There you go.
And that's almost what you want when you're playing the control deck. You want to get rid of those revenge cards and just go down to those base cards, because then you can get the double stuns off every turn.
All right. Now the Blood Moon is where the 1v3 gets particularly challenging. Turn 21.
This is getting interesting now. So I believe when Luby ends his turn here, it should be 30 damage across the board, but unfortunately, the stuns weren't enough.
174.
That's where two cost cards per Axie can really help you out, because he stunned the front lane and the back lane, but he still had that huge damage potential in 2 different cards on the mid lane.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's match number 1. So that is going to be the first one going to Luby. Chuck, talk me through how that felt. A tough opener for you.
Yeah, I know it's definitely the number one experience is going there. Yeah, he's definitely playing a little bit of a modified play that I've seen, but no excuses. He definitely is doing really well.
No excuses. I love it. Yeah, Luby, that is a pretty nasty deck. I don't know if you're planning on switching it up again. It is allowed. You guys are totally open to switch it up if you have another comp you want to try. It is a best of 3, so first to win 2 is really what that translates to. So now Chuck on thin ice in terms of pride being on the line tonight. So maybe we'll give you 2 here just a moment to consider your next set of Axies, and then we can jump into the next challenge maybe in about 30 seconds or so. But not a bad first match to get things started tonight, Ryan.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said not a bad first match to get us started tonight.
No, definitely not. That was fun. I think Luby's definitely a tough matchup, so Chuck's got his work cut out for him. So hopefully he switches it up and comes back strong.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to as well. I'm still, I haven't played enough Origin, to be honest. I'm so glad that you're here, Ryan, to help give us the deep dive and the next level analysis. I've spent more time watching version 2 than I have Origin still at this point. I've got Axie Classic on my brain. Like, Origin just has such a different flow to it. I'm just so thankful to have you here as like an expert that's been putting in the hours. I've had a lot on my plate the last couple weeks here in the Axie universe. So
Perfectly understandable, Zyori. Don't you worry. That's what I'm for.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Chuck, Luby, if you guys are ready, man, let's issue this next challenge and hop on in.
Let's go. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on a game.
Oh no!
All right, I got out of it. I got out of it.
There goes the MMR.
I can't tell if Chuck is tilted here or if he's just so fiery, right? He's so fierce.
I think he's the Olek emoji right now. He's got the fire behind him. He's in the zone.
He's seeing red right now, and it's blinding him.
Which Axie Infinity Origin emoji is Chuck right now?
Oh, the scared one.
The scared one?
Yeah. I challenged him, by the way. I'm not sure if Luby can see it. Because sometimes it gets...
Let me...
You can challenge me.
Yeah,
Sure.
just a second. I'm restarting the game.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes that request can time out and get messed up.
Yeah, I'm waiting then, if he wants to add.
Nothing a little client reset won't fix here or there.
Exactly.
But we also had the recent patch come out for Origin. I think that was a set of nice changes.
Yeah, I
Housekeeping
think
things.
the decision to keep the runes and charms available for the time being, I think, was really smart. I think it gives people the opportunity to really test out what Origin has to offer, try out different builds, because it really allows people's theory crafting to really flourish, right? Because we can theory craft on how to combine these runes and charms with certain Axies, but until we get our hands on them, it's all just ideas.
Yeah.
Can you see me in the request?
I don't see the request. I'll restart mine too. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see you. But it's glitched out right now. Let me restart.
Okay.
All right.
1 second.
Nothing a double restart won't fix. No worries. But yeah, I agree with you though, Ryan. I think it is really nice to actually see what things look like when people can play kind of in sandbox mode, right? Like take all of these different runes, all these different charms. Let's find out what the busted combos are. There's sort of two things that need to be tested. The rarity and the crafting and making sure that it is unlockable for folks that are just grinding throughout the season. But then there's this whole other element of, okay, once things are unlocked or once there's like a marketplace and people can start to trade runes or charms around, how do we start to identify these combos that are definitely very strong? I mean, I think the fact that we had one unique rune charm rule tonight speaks to how strong some of them are.
Exactly.
I sent the request. I'm not sure if Luby sees it, though.
No, let me restart again. And
All right, maybe both restart at the same time.
Double reset.
Double reset. And
Nothing
we'll
the
see what
triple
happens.
reset won't fix.
Yeah, really strange though.
All right.
It worked like a charm the first time, so unsure why Chuck and Fresco. I guess Luby beat Chuck so hard. There was this hidden thing that you guys triggered. There's actually an Easter egg. If you don't kill a single Axie against your opponent in the opener of Friday Night Fights, then you're not allowed to play the rest of your series. Yeah, you're actually timed out for the rest of the night, Chuck. I'm sorry to tell you, but
Oh my gosh.
you're gonna have to find something else to do. No, I'm just kidding.
Those healing, though, that heart of the ocean's a little broken. It has a lot of HP. Like, it's insane.
Yeah,
Oh
It's,
my gosh.
75 times 3, it's what is it, 150, 225 stat rune?
Yeah.
It's almost
crazy.
just
Well,
like throwing an extra Axie in there, you know? Just
Definitely.
It's like playing a 4v3, casual.
I'm ready for him if he wants to send me the requests. I haven't sent any. Oh, there he goes. We're ready.
Wonderful.
All right, we're in.
All
There we
right,
go.
the double reset did it.
Ooh.
All right, still waiting for it to load on my end here, and then we'll hop right in. Have you guys started battling yet?
yeah,
It just
Yeah,
popped
we
up
did.
for me.
we are battling.
Ah, there it is. I'm just impatient. There we go. All right.
So I don't think Chuck switched up his team, but he did switch up the orientation a little bit. Now he has the Dusk in the mid and the Reptile with Tiny Dino in the back. I think that's because Tiny Dino is his biggest damage output card, and he wants to keep that. He wants to keep that card as long as possible. If it was in the mid lane, as soon as the mid lane Axie gets killed, he doesn't have enough damage output to get through these massive HP Axies. So putting Tiny Dino in the back makes a lot of sense.
All right. I like it. Chuck with a little adaptation here. Get some damage that builds up. Luby did have a little switcheroo as well. We've got this cute little pumpkin carrot cucumber in the middle as well. He's got every old vegetable here.
Yeah, so he has a cucumber slice, which heals the entire team for 50, as well as giving them a 5 healing boost. He also has clover, which gives the entire team 1 leaf, which is really strong in terms of sustainability. If you can get leaves spread across your Axies and then the healing plus, each leaf will heal for 5 HP. You can get a total of 5 for 25 HP between rounds. And then the healing boost you get from Cucumber Slice actually increases the healing from the leaves as well. So if he's able to get that set up, it can be really tough to get through.
Wow, that's a really nice little piece of synergy there. The leaf with healing boost. Okay.
Exactly.
I like that a lot. One of the other changes in this little patch is now that the secret cards are actually secret, right? You don't know when they've been played, and you don't know where they've been played. And I think that's also a nice concept, at least in terms of adding a layer of complexity that has some mind game to it.
Right, exactly. And, did you say that's already been implemented, or that's coming in the future patch? Because I
thought that was implemented already, but maybe that is the future patch.
I could be wrong, but I think that might not have been. Okay. I don't think that's happened quite yet.
You might be right about that.
Please step in and correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, you've played a lot more than I have. I'll be honest.
Exactly.
I've had my day spent with things other than grinding Origin, so you are the expert in this case, my friend.
It might have just slipped by my attention, so I don't want to.
Let's take a look here.
I don't want to hold by it. Starting off with the goldfish to get that extra card draw.
Yeah, April 14th.
So he's
secret card status and card history is not shown anymore. I believe that was deployed already. I think there's only been one patch, and I think it has come out right with all the bug fixes and everything.
Okay. I guess I play with too much shield and not enough secrets. Maybe that's my problem. Everyone's playing the secret meta, and I'm left behind.
We figured it out, dude. You got left behind. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of experimentation that needs to take place with that, right? But again, I think it's a step in the right direction. Really, the only point I wanted to make there. And the sound effect game is fierce from Luby as well.
Oh yeah, the sound effects. That is one of those things that really needs to. I don't think the sound effects get changed when you lower the sound in the client. So no matter what your sound effect bar level is set at, the sound effects from like the leaves, from the runes popping up, it always stays static.
That's actually a really good UX catch. I need to make a note. DM me that after this broadcast so I can
definitely
send that one over to the UX team. I'm sure it's been reported before, but yeah, these sound effects. I noticed they seemed a little louder as well. It was sort of odd. Now, you're rocking my world, Ryan. Look, you put the hours in. It shows.
I know exactly what's wrong with the user interface.
Yeah. I mean, the stun meta is still good, but before this patch, there was that issue where if somebody got double stunned, then they just stayed stunned, right? By somebody, I mean an Axie, of course.
Now I think that breaks if they're poisoned. And as soon as they take damage, it kind of breaks that stun lock.
Gotcha.
So it wouldn't have worked out well for Chuck in this situation. But in either way, that is now currently fixed. Yeah. Stun only lasts for 2 turns.
All right, so who's in the more advantageous position right now?
It looks fairly even. If Chuck can get the kill on that frontliner, which is really difficult for him right now, he does get the disarm, so he disables that Koi, which is the scariest attack on the opponent's team. Right now, all of his other attacks don't do a lot of damage. He has 60 from Wall Gecko, 50 from Tiny Turtle. So that Aqua in the front is really the scariest Axie. If he can get rid of that Aqua, then he can really start taking the lead here. Considering he still has all 3 Axies, 3 Chomps, 2 Kestrels ready to go, he just has so much disarm that if he can take out that Aqua, then he's going to be in a really good position for the rest of the match.
You can really see how effective the healing is, though, from Luby. Like, it seems like not very much, but those little intervals all add up, and this frontliner has stayed alive maybe much longer than he should have. The Violet past prime here.
Now he's up to 3 leaves, so he's healing 15 in between every round.
Here it comes out. Well, has the shield, so might be able to keep his frontliner alive, but not going to be able to finish off Chuck's here. We'll see what kind of a card draw Chuck gets.
Chuck draws into Goldfish for the extra card draw. He has Inkling and Tiny Dino. That is definitely enough to take out the Aqua.
There it is. Great from Chuck, but he might also lose his frontliner the other way. So even though Luby loses one, I feel like that frontliner did its job, right?
It definitely did its job, but here's the thing. Chuck has a Kestrel and a Tiny Turtle on both his back lane Axies. So he has strong potential to put Luby in a stun lock from here.
Ah.
Right, because even though he has 70 shield on that frontliner, Kestrel doesn't need to deal damage to HP for the disarm to go off. So he can disarm the front line, then stun the back lane, and give himself way more time to start dealing with these Axies. He can throw out some poison out there and just stall him out into the Blood Moon.
Yeah, he's got the hot butts in there also. Double Tiny Turtle.
Right, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So now he can disarm the front lane, no attacks coming through there. Now, he's going to hopefully just stun the back lane. Right. Now, it would have been amazing if he could have stunned the front lane there as well, that Dusk in the mid, because most of his cards on that Axie are actually skill cards. He's got Pumpkin, Cucumber Slice, Clover. Because he's just disarmed, that's going to negate him from using attacks, but not skill cards. Luckily for Chuck, Luby didn't draw into any of those skill cards. It's all revenge cards, confused, and the attacks.
And the healing continues.
The healing always continues. It's really frustrating, especially when they start stacking up those leaves. He's got 5 leaves now. So that's 25 HP. Every time it comes back to his turn, he's healed up 50 damage.
Yeah, it feels
actually
like
a little bit more because of the healing boost.
It feels like there's just a lot more options against poison these days. There's cleanse, there's like the micro healing. Like, what do you call this? Healing over time? Micro healing?
You could call it micro healing. And then you have the bubbles from Aquas that really mess things up too. If you have 3 bubbles, it turns into an Aqua Bomb, which does damage. But if you manage to just keep it at 2 bubbles, that prevents 2 bubbles prevents 10 damage, which is 3 poison stacks deals 9, right? So 4 deals 12. You could have 4 poison stacks in all their Axies, and they're not taking any damage because of those bubbles.
I see. All right. Something else I need to play around with. Man, not enough hours in the day. I'm jealous of you guys. I wish I could be grinding Origin right now.
It's a lot of fun, but you know what? Life starts falling behind sometimes too.
Yeah, this is making me want to play. Like, Luby's Axies are so buffed up right now that they're like stacking on top of each other, and I can barely tell who's got which buffs.
Exactly. Now things start getting crazy when you're playing around with leaves. Now the backliner, if you see, the backliner has bubbles too. So not only is he healing more than 50 HP every round, but he's also, the damage that he's taking is reduced by 10 every single attack. So Chuck can very well keep him in a stun lock depending on his card draw here, which unfortunately is terrible this round. He draws 4 revenge cards. He could have potentially kept Luby in a stun lock here, but regardless, with the healing potential he has from the leaves, the damage reduction from the bubbles, there's just nothing Chuck Fresso can do to outrun that Blood Moon timer.
Yeah, it's just too much sustainability. This is pretty nasty here. Luby showing us, living up to his reputation, showing us why he was invited tonight. Chuck Fresco, an outspoken man, one that I'm sure many would like to take down in the arena, and here Luby is going to get the chance. Chuck, I feel kind of bad for you, bud. This was a tough series.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, you're muted, Chuck.
the healings are so overpowered. I think they need a rework.
Sorry, say again, Luby?
The healings are so overpowered. I think
Right.
Yeah.
this need a rework.
Right. Having like 50 points plus healing in between every one of your turns rather. So in between rounds you're healing plus 25. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Healing, yeah. Well, congrats. You won fair and square. That was definitely need to learn a little bit more of the meta. But congrats, Luby. That was really good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Chuck and Zyori. Ryan too. Thank you for inviting me here, and good game.
Yeah.
Good game, good game.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
great games, guys.
Glad both of you could join us. That was an amazing opener and really a lot of fun. Chuck Fresco gets 2-0'd. You know, fun fact, Chuck Fresco is the winner of the first Axie Infinity tournament. Now, I have a feeling this is only going to fuel his hunger for more. It's going to fuel his rage, and he's going to come back stronger than ever before.
Yeah, no, it definitely learned a lot from this match. Hopefully some things get modified a little bit, but I think Origin's heading in the right direction for sure. Definitely a few things that are a little bit off still, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, definitely planning on patching aggressively. But okay, I guess let's swap these two guys out and let's bring in our next two. We'll have Azarian and Polacco here coming on momentarily, and we'll get their cams set up and then hop into this next one. All right, that's one down, Ryan, and 3 to go. How you feeling so far?
3 to go. Feeling great. I hope we start to see some. I really like the variety of teams that we saw from Luby and Chuck, and I hope we see some more going on here. I know that triple aquas are the hype right now, but I'm excited to see that people are coming out there with reptiles. Hopefully, we see a bird, maybe a dawn in here.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see the compositions the rest of these guys come up with. So Azarian and Polacco, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, so we've got cameras getting set up here. I'm doing a little bit of production while we get things moving on the fly. But yeah, we'll have Azarian and Polacco here joining us momentarily for the next matchup. Can you hear us, boys? Are you with us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yes, I don't know why my camera is not loading.
I see a spinning circle as well. Do you have your webcam and anything else? You got OBS open? Any other applications maybe?
OBS.
So there you go. Look at that, Dr. Zyori. He shows up again. He knows what's going on. All right.
Yes, let me close it.
Yeah,
OBS.
no worries. No, I'm excited to hop in and see another matchup here.
Oh, there is.
There we go. All right. So, yeah, like I said before, I should have made an overlay with the four of us. Instead, I've got this awkward 2 and 2. So, welcome. You both look fantastic. And I see you're both tricked out in your gear as well. Look at this. So good to see your beautiful faces on camera. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Are you guys ready for this? Best of 3 here. You saw what happened in the first one. It was a 2-0 beatdown. Are we going to see some more of that?
I'm ready, of course.
Yes.
All right, I love it. Maybe we'll see a little more smack talk between these two. If you guys want to hop in, go ahead and challenge each other. I've got Azarian on my list. Feel free to jump in, and I think we should get this thing started. What do you say, Ryan?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah. Now, Ryan, have you played either Azarian or Polacco on the ladder? Like, have you faced either of these guys? Like, any bad blood? Any tips that you can give us about what we should expect here?
I might have. We might have run into each other in the arena. I not from memory though. I can't like pick out a specific match.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's
so
because
I'm
you've
going
been grinding so much that they're all merging together, or you guys are just on different time zones. I guess a lot of potential.
It could be a mixture of either one. It could be a mixture of either one for sure.
No, I had the privilege of. All right, great. So we'll hop in as soon as I see it on my side, and there it is. Yeah, I had the privilege of meeting Azarian actually at the meetup we did in Lisbon, in Portugal. So,
awesome!
Had a lot of fun there. Yeah. But okay, so what are we working with? And of course, we've got our guys on the opposite side. So I'll get these overlays updated here momentarily. But Ryan, per usual, give us the intro. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, Azarian's running with the triple classic. The classic triple aqua. He's actually got koi on all 3 of his Axies. So in terms of Polacco with his chomp, it doesn't matter which one he chomps because he's got a high damage 2-cost card on every single one of his Axies. So it's going to be tough to choose. He's really going to have to pay attention to what Azarian plays and where those kois are coming from, so he knows which one to stun when it's coming back to him.
Okay.
Now,
Sorry.
Interesting. It looked like Polacco had some cards there that were discarded. I don't know if that was just a glitch in the replay system, but I think Azarian's starting off turn 1, right?
I think so. Yeah. So I was actually looking at overlays.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So Azarian comes in with a Koi, Risky Fish, and another attack, almost taking out the Aqua in front for Polacco. That's a pretty devastating turn 1. Not quite the OTK,
So it was
but
Polacco
almost
turn
there.
1, yeah, Azarian turn 2, and now Polacco's back on turn 3.
It looked like Polacco. It looks like Polacco's turn 1 didn't go through. Did I miss something there, Polacco?
Ouch, Sakate and a sticky goal. Not so much.
Wait, did you say it was a psych out?
You remember energy and cards don't retain throughout rounds, right?
Yes.
All right, I see. He's just trying to give him the edge so that the win is that much sweeter. I like it.
I see.
I also like.
He did
this.
manage to get a lot of shield there. A single Shoal Star is going to cut right through. Actually, no.
Wow.
I thought that Shoal Star was going to take him out.
Shoal Star is bugged sometimes.
Shoal-
Interesting. The Shoal Star is bugged.
All right, confirmed.
I wonder what caused that not to go through. I wonder what that was, because
Yeah, me
the
too.
shield shouldn't matter. As long as the HP is below 120, that Shoal Star should be an instant kill.
I mean, that's the whole point of Shoal Star. But the way that looked, that made me wonder if maybe the shield is somehow being factored into the calculation. I'd have to watch it again.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's my best guess. But yeah, that seemed weird.
It's definitely going to be tough for Polacco to come back from. Although he does have 9 rage stacks on that beast there, so he's definitely going to have a really powerful turn next turn.
Yeah, he's got the Endless Anger rune, of course. Makes the beast really nasty. Is it going to be enough, though? Gloomy Dice?
It might be enough to take out that frontliner if he's got a stun. Maybe he can continue to stun the backline Axies. It's definitely an uphill battle for Polacco, though. Azarian's coming in here with a lot of damage and a lot of health. He doesn't have a great card draw, but he does have Clear, which is going to help him get rid of some of those non-usable cards and search his deck through a little bit more. Still not great, but he does have Pink Cheeks. So he can search through a little bit more, but even then, he has 4 energy right now, and only 3 cards to play with all of that.
That's painful. That one's hard to watch.
Very much so. It was the turn he was
Fury
waiting
turn.
for, and nothing was in his favor there.
That is
2
the
card
problem
draw
with Beast
cards.
right now.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Wow.
It's almost like those puppy ears should be another search card. It's tough. Let's see.
Yeah. Although this card draw also tough for Azarian. Limited options
drawing into
here.
3 confused in a single turn. Now that's where that gloomy dice really comes into play. He opted to just pass. He was
passing.
feared. Yeah, he was feared that round. So any card that he used was gonna cause another confused card to go back into his deck. His deck only has 1 card now. So if he were to go out and play those 2 attacks, he's guaranteeing drawing into at least 2 of those confused cards in his next round, bringing his making his card draw even more abysmal. So he opted to pass there to guarantee himself some decent cards this next draw here. Oh my gosh, Polacco, the RNG god.
I did the jump.
Oh my gosh, he stunned. He had 1 stun, and he stunned the Axie. He draws 4 cards for that 1 stunned Axie.
That was unbelievable.
What a clutch move. And he couldn't have done the math there. His deck had just reset. So that was 100% RNG.
Yeah, that was a nice coin flip. And now we're going to go into a
And it
2v2.
worked out for him. Oh
Things
my
getting
gosh, things are
very
getting
interesting.
exciting now.
Yeah, Polacco
now-
forces 2 passes in a row.
And even still, he doesn't have great card draws. He had the Goldfish, which allowed him to draw another one, but all he did was go into the revenge cards.
All revenge cards. And I'm always a little bit cautious to use my telescopes because they have banish on them, right? So
So you want to save them for when they're going to be most necessary. But there's another factor in considering. I think the telescope he just played was on the mid lane there. If that telescope gets banished before that Axie dies, then it doesn't show up as a revenge card. So there's sometimes utility in using those banished cards when you know your Axie is in danger of dying.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to be grabbing anything from your deck, it's better just to get it out of the way so you don't draw it as a revenge card in the future.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a great little mechanic note. Things
So Polacco came
very
back
even.
strong with that one Fury mode turn. He managed to do a ton of damage on the front lane and stun the back lane. He's still in a tough position. He's going to need to rely on a combination of card draw and just good old-fashioned luck here. He needs to kill the front lane and hope his opponent draws into confused and revenge cards next
That
turn.
is a lot of
This isn't as
revenge
bad.
cards.
It's not as bad as it looks, though. He has the damage he actually needs to kill the Aqua.
Yeah.
Because in the last patch, the revenge cards did get a little bit of a buff. So now you can do 150 damage with 3 energy with just revenge cards, and that's exactly what he needed to take out that Aqua. And now, considering he's finished those revenge cards, I believe all the cards he has left in his deck are his Axie's native cards. I could be wrong there.
Positioned pretty well, though. The Fuzzy Beast versus the Curly Aqua. Endless
Definitely.
Anger versus the Heart of the Ocean.
That Koi is really sad to see at this point. That's a lot of damage. If Polacco can't do something special this next turn, I think it might be curtains.
Yeah. I've caught in this this Fury cycle now.
You see, Azarian actually used that telescope to search for a Nemo to heal him up a little bit, but he actually pulled the wrong one out of his deck. He pulled the Nemo out.
It was just to not rotate the Nemo on of the other Axie, who was dead.
Wow. Polacco one energy away
He's
from the
gonna
win.
lose.
This
He
is
did,
this is sad to see because we know what's about to happen. Shoalstar comes out and finishes up the match.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. Good games, guys. That was intense.
Wow.
This was close.
That was
Saluda
incredible.
al rey de los Aquas en la V3, Polacco.
Oh, Shoalstar is so sad.
Yeah, triple Koi, triple Shoalstar. That sad is the right word, man. That that was an intense battle, though. That was by far the closest match we've seen so far. Only our third match of the night, but I'm ready for game number 2. Whenever you guys want to jump in, of course, if you need to switch up your Axies here, maybe take about 30 seconds or so. Think about what you want to move into, and then we'll jump into the next one. But yeah, even without triple Heart of the Ocean, the triple Aqua still seems pretty strong. Stack those Kois.
Well, yeah, you also have that the Aqua Charm. I think it's Charm of Vitality, and it gives you an extra 35 HP if I'm not mistaken. And if you just load up on those charms, because they're fairly cheap, I think they only take 3 potential points. You can load up on those charms and give your Axie an extra. I guess if you have 15 potential points at max, and that's 5, I believe. 5 times 35. That's a decent amount of extra health on top of Heart of the Ocean.
Aquas are like the new tanks, man. When are we going to make plants great again? My God.
Right? That's what I'm saying. If you want a tank, you pull out an Aqua. It's like completely counterintuitive to what we're used to.
Yeah. All right. So let's get game number 2 underway. Let's issue a challenge here and see if we can jump in. Fingers crossed that we don't get the bug again, and we can
Fingers
move
crossed.
into a nice, smooth, and cruising game number 2.
That's right.
Invítame cuando estés, Polacco.
Te mando yo, dale.
Sí.
Yo te mando.
Okay, we're in game.
All right. Cool.
Wonderful.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it looks like they both changed it up. We have Polacco running with 2 Dusks and a Reptile. He's got Gloomy Dice, of course, again, and Malediction on the other Dusk, while he's running with Venom Master on the Reptile.
Okay, so deal 10% more damage to debuff allies. Take 20% less damage from debuffed. I said allies. I meant to say enemies. Take 20%
Exactly.
less damage from debuffed enemies. That is a pretty nice looking rune. We get the Venom Master up front.
It gives you a lot of extra damage, and it gives you a lot of extra sustainability. And considering he's playing with Green Thorns on the front lane and the back lane, he's got a lot of poison potential. So throwing out those poisons out there gives him the debuff to give him the extra value for that Malediction rune.
I like it a lot. Stun comes out nice and early from Azarian. This is a great way to start things off.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to come back from. So he had a Bumpy in his hand because it has a Nate, right? That's a 2-cost power card, makes it so whenever he plays a card, he's gonna gain 10 shield. He also had both of the Tiny Turtles and Nemo in his hand. So while Bumpy costs 2, he was able to use the Nemo to get the extra energy and play both Chomps. Very strong turn 1. Polacco really didn't have too many options considering those stuns going around in the front and back.
Right. And we got the tree. What does the trunk do? Is he just a target dummy?
Exactly. He's a dummy target. He also has taunt. So if he was to try to stun one of the backlane Axies right now, rather than being able to choose what target to attack, it would just automatically attack the trunk. Now, see, that's the problem with the trunk, is that it doesn't have enough HP. Usually one attack gets rid of it, whether it's a risky fish, a shoal star, or I guess in this situation, a thorny caterpillar. Now, he made a huge misplay here. He played the green thorns while he was hexed.
I thought that was an attack card. I trolled it. No,
that really, it's not over for you. It's definitely not over by any means, but that is going to be really tough to come back from. So Hex shuffles a Confuse card into your deck whenever you play a skill card. And since Green Thorn applies 2 poison 6 times, it counts as playing 6 skill cards. So he got 6 Confuse cards shuffled into his deck just then.
Yeah, my deck is full of Confused now.
Oh no. And we've got the we've got the hot butts coming in as well. Most of his
I'm gonna do the same, but because I have Topaz.
we have Azarian here for solidarity doing the exact same thing. Well, Polacco's gonna have to pass, Azarian's gonna pass as well.
So I think it might be more than solidarity, dude. The Topaz makes that actually legit, right? I mean, this is scary.
You're right. The Topaz actually gives that some strategy, because those Confused cards are going to get banished as soon as they leave the hand, making that Topaz on the back lane Dusk even more powerful. And now that he knows Polacco has to pass for several turns due to all those Confused cards, it's actually a safe move for him to play. That's a great catch, Zyori. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Azarian mentioned it as well. I just love, how many times are you going to get to say, like, he knows he's going to have to pass the next couple turns? What a rare situation to be in.
Right.
So that's up to 5 banished cards now for Azarian, and that's.
He did draw Chubby though, which is really strong. It's a 2-cost, so
it's nice.
So I mean, he's getting max value for that energy though. There, dealing 50 damage across the board.
A lot of confusion happening here. I feel right at home. This is great.
Oh my gosh, there's not even much to talk about here. Disarm, pass.
Yeah, I mean, we're finally coming out of the confusion now. Yeah, as the banished cards stack up.
We're coming out of the confusion into more burns. He goes with a hot butt. He goes with the risky bird there.
I definitely underestimated Hot Butt when I was testing Origin. I thought because it didn't do much damage, or it doesn't do any damage, that it was maybe a little underwhelming, but I'm seeing the power.
It is definitely powerful. Not only is it dealing damage at the end of the turn, it's also messing with their card draw at the same time, so it's a double whammy. But it is currently broken. If you read the burn card, it's supposed to only deal 8 damage at the end of turn. Currently it deals 15.
Oh. Well. That's a big difference.
So but I don't know if it's the text on the card that is wrong or the code in client.
That's a good question. Like, is it intended to be 8 or 15? Yeah, that
exactly.
I wish I had the answer for you. Ooh, we do have a Topaz draw though. It's 12 banished cards.
That's 145 damage.
Dude, strawberries also get banished as well, right? Yep.
Strawberries also get banished, exactly. Now we use the Topaz there and as initial, because when you use it as initial, you can swap it out with one of your banished cards. So what he was able to do is use the Tricky Eyes rather. So he used Tricky Eyes to heal himself, grab a Nemo, which healed himself even more, and gave himself the extra energy he needed to play Strawberry, get all those heals up, and play the Topaz for some massive damage. So a great turn there for Azarian.
Wow. That is a lot to digest, but he's doing it all. He's healing, he's tanking up, and he's also doing damage.
Yeah, luckily Polacco drew into both of his green thorns on a turn where he was feared instead of hexed, so he didn't do the same thing to himself that he did last time. He's managing to get those poison counters out there, which is going to deal long-term damage without shuffling too many confused cards into his deck. Because Polacco is not playing Topaz, so those confused cards aren't going to benefit him nearly as much as they're going to benefit Azarian.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of options here. Big fan of Sirius. I really like the way this card feels right now.
Sirius is a strong card.
Use it third, of course. You're not too worried about that discard, and it does a lot of damage.
So Azarian went for both the hot butts. It was a strong play because, again, he's feared, not hexed. So any attack cards he would have used would have messed with his draw in the future. He did opt for one chomp on the back lane. I think that was a smart move just to protect himself from those stuns coming in.
A Pagona and a tiny turtle. So remind me what Fragile does again. This unit gains 20% less shield from abilities.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if he's planning on using that Bone Sail or the Pumpkin, and he has a damage on the front lane to take him out, it could have been the smart move to play Pagona. But considering how much health he has all around, I think the stun is easily the better play here. Which he does. He opts to stun the front laner there. Stop him from playing a Chomp or a Bone Sail.
Getting pretty close to Blood Moon here. That's where I feel like Azarian should have a pretty nice advantage.
Azarian does have the advantage considering he has the leaves, right?
Exactly. The micro healing. And there's that Strawberry in there too. A little extra healing.
Exactly. That Strawberry can be big. I mean, he looks like his back lane Axies, his back lane and his mid lane are really hurting. But it's a matter of that single Strawberry that could make the difference.
He's also got Sakura. I don't think we have any stacked up yet, but that's another just passive healing kind of mechanic that could be helpful.
It could be, but considering it's so late in game and Sakura costs 2 energy, it could just be a waste of resources.
True.
I mean, it all depends on whether or not it comes. Oh no, we actually do have Sakura. Am I wrong? On the reptile?
Yeah, Salve. There it is. We do have one.
Yeah, we've got it. Yeah, those cards are definitely best to play early game, so you're getting that long-term utility. Late game, they become a bit of a detriment.
Now this backliner very low. But Polacco
that backliner's I mean, considering we're in Blood Moon, all he really has to do is stall out and keep one of his Axies at a high enough HP because Polacco doesn't have any healing cards. The only healing card he had was actually no, I apologize. He doesn't have any healing cards. So all he has to do is make sure he has one Axie that survives long enough into Blood Moon, and that is it. Although considering that emoji he just threw out there, he might not have what he needs.
I'm gonna get a lot of confused.
Oh my gosh. So he knows his next... So Polacco knows that his next few turns here aren't going to get him anywhere, but he's still throwing out those green... I mean, he's ruining his card draw with those green thorns, but he's hoping that poison is enough damage to combined with the Blood Moon to hopefully bring this match into a draw. I don't think he has chance for the victory here, but if he can bring it into a draw, that's something.
There's always a chance. It's going to be really tight now, though. Azarian with a lot of options.
He's got a lot of options. He's got 2 stuns here, as well as some healing. Considering how much health he still has on the reptile, I think going for the stun is the smart move. Polacco has 5 cards in the discard and 32 in the deck. Considering you start the game with only 18 cards, that's pretty dramatic.
Wow, with the stuns as well. Really exciting turn here for Polacco. Big decision to be made. And
Right? Does he pass or does he pass? I mean, who can tell?
Yep. And
When
now
it gets to this point, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, the Wrath of Blood Moon also going to kick in. He'll throw it back to Azarian, and this very well could be it. And there you go. Plenty of damage.
Serious in the... Oh, he could have gone for the Fallen Longsword too. Yep, there he goes. And the Blood Moon's going to take him out.
GG.
All right.
And that Reptile stayed at almost full health the entire game. That is one beautiful Axie Azarian has in the front there.
Yeah, it sure is. Look at this beefcake right here. Look at this thing.
GG.
All right. Well, another good series. Thank you for showing us another dynamic part of Origin, boys. Azarian, well played. Polako, how you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm feeling quite better with runes. I am liking Origin more, have to be honest. I'm a fan of it too, but I'm really liking Origin now.
Yeah, it's like
Awesome.
it wasn't intentional to have unlimited runes and like with the infinite rune and charm bug, but it actually sort of worked out okay because now everybody gets to test the game and see all these different combos, right? It sort of had a silver lining to it.
Yeah, there is a lot of things that can be made now, and I like that.
Yeah, before you were very bottlenecked into am I going to play triple aqua or am I going to play stuns? There's really nothing else that works at that time. But as soon as runes and charms start becoming available, then all these options start opening up.
Yes.
So how about you, Azarian? Must be feeling good. How are you feeling about Origin overall right now?
I like it. I think the same that Polako was saying. It must be interesting to move in a more competitive way. That this could be good if we have different metas during the different seasons. Like we have the mechanic of ribbons this season. Maybe in other season we have another mechanic or something like this. Mm-hmm. But I like it. I pretty like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing to remember is that this is just the starting point, right? There's a lot of things that we can add and grow and change, and I think the game design team is excited to have, take all the feedback from the community and start implementing that into, really cool game mechanics. So we're off to a good start, but still a lot more to do on top of this. But all right, well, thank you both so much for coming on. I think it's time to move down the list and into our next matchup of Ruthless Reg versus Hazel. So, Polako, Azarian, we bid you adieu, but thank you so much for being here. Best of luck in your Origin battles.
Thank you so much for the invitation as well.
It was really fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for the games, guys.
See you guys.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. So, we're going to keep moving right along here. Now, I actually don't see Hazel in the Discord, so hopefully she's here and ready. We may have a little switcheroo again if there's been a scheduling error there. I see Reg is on deck and ready to go. So we'll make it work. It's a live show here on Friday Night Fights, Ryan. So y'all get a front row seat of the one-man production show. That's this guy right here. That's Big Zyori at the helm. So thank you so much for your help tonight, Ryan. I appreciate you being here. It's like a dice roll of which player is on which side, and we've been pretty unlucky so far. Every game I've had to move the cameras around. So I'm glad you're here to bring us the action while I'm doing the stuff behind the scenes.
No problem, man. No problem. Hopefully, Hazela. How do I pronounce that?
So yeah, her name is Hazel. It's sort of like a portmanteau. I think that's how you say that. It's sort of like Hazel, Hazelia. I think it's Hazelia, like Hazel. Yeah, Hazelia. I haven't been corrected. Hazel, that's easy. But yeah, you can just say Hazel. I think that's her full name. So, yeah.
For sure. I haven't seen Hazel in the arena yet, but Ruthless Reg is one that I've run into quite a few times, and it's definitely a difficult matchup. I think I've come out on top most of the times we've battled. He can very well contest that statement when he hops on, but from my memory, I think it's been a pretty evenly matched.
All right, so I think I'm not sure if Hazel had a scheduling conflict or what, but while they sort that, we're gonna have a little switcheroo and we're gonna jump right into Spam and Rice and then Thunderstruck.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to go ahead and drag them up. We'll get those webcams set up, and then we'll be able to hop into our next match before too long. So if you want to get your cams on, thank you so much there, gents. I'm going to work some magic, and welcome to the show. Spam, Thunderstruck, can you hear me?
Yep. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah, what's going on? How we doing, fellas? How are we?
Doing well. How are you?
You know, I'm very good. I'm
good, thank you.
I'm doing some live production here, so I'm working on updating your nameplates right now.
Sounds good.
Are you guys ready for a little bit of Origin action?
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys were both on call because you got moved up a bit sooner than planned. So I'm glad that you were nice and flexible. Welcome to the show. Friday night fights, a best of 3. I don't know what to say. I just want to see you guys duke it out. This was like our title matchup tonight, right? This was the one we were saving for the end. Spam versus Thunder. I don't know if there's any bad blood here, but when we were trying to come up with matchups, we were like, all right, who are our 2 big names? Who are 2 guys we know that are going to show up and bring us a show? So it was you two. You two drew either the long straw or the short straw. I'm not sure which.
Well, Thunder isn't too good at Axie Infinity, so I decided to use starter Axies on him today.
Ooh, shots fired already.
I'm sorry, I tried. You
told
me to prepare trash talk. That's the best I got.
Oh my gosh.
I love Thunder. I'm excited.
Well, I don't know what Spam and Rice is going to do, considering we've limited the Mystic runes down to just 1, so we can't play Triple Beast, Triple Endless Fury.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what else. I saw Spam and Rice came out with that video, blew everyone's minds with the insta win turn 2. Considering he doesn't have those options, I'm wondering what he's going to pull out. Any hints?
We decided to do starter Axies versus starter Axies today, simply because the starter Axies in this game, the free ones, the free-to-play ones for the community, are actually quite strong. And even if we weren't using a whole team of starter Axies, I often use them in the challenger games here in Axie Origin. So yeah, we're gonna keep the playing field even. And because I already bought like so many like Origin Axies, so we should might as well
just show me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. I vote we jump on in. Let's issue a challenge here and start match number 1 of this best of 3. What do you guys say?
Sounds good. Let me when you're ready, Thunder.
Yep, I've challenged you.
Sweet. Yeah, send it over and we will hop on in. I've got Thunder added. I'm going to have to get the official Spam and Rice on my friends list here before the night is out. This is a rare opportunity.
Did I hear that right? He is using starter. They are both using starter Axies.
Okay, so I thought that was a meme. I thought that was just some lowbrow joke, and I wasn't gonna respond to it. But we're actually gonna see a starter Axie on starter Axie matchup. Now, this is interesting though because this is not a mirror matchup. All right, we got Thunder rocking the Bubba. This is the true starter Axie lineup, the trio, and we got Spam and Rice here. He's rocking Ina, one of my favorite cosmetic Axies, of course, very adorable. But yeah, I've heard that Ina is actually really, really good.
She is extremely good in the right composition. She has a combo that she can do with her magic sack combined with Mandarin that it basically allows you to place so many healing cards in a single turn. You see he's already got 2 of those Mandarins and they have retain. So he can just continue to play that Mandarin card every time he sees it. And then just not play the Mandarins, hold on to them for when he needs them. And whenever he does need them, he's got free healing as much as he needs.
You know, I love this, dude. I love the starter Axie on starter Axie battles. This is ultimate bragging rights. Like, there's no pay to win. You can't say I had better stuff than you. This is just a battle of wits.
It's a battle of wits on a completely fair playing field. You've got 5 Axies to choose from, make the best composition, and since they both have the same 5 Axies to choose from, it really is as fair as it gets. This is a really fun idea. I'm glad they both decided to do this. So now you can see the synergy's kind of starting out. So he put Sakura on Oleg in the back. So whenever he plays a card, now Oleg's being healed, I believe, what is that, 15 HP? Mm-hmm. So he can stack up on those Mandarins and use them to heal up the front. And in case Oleg has been damaged, because Bubba does have a attack Foxy that targets the furthest enemy. Oleg's going to be healed up from that damage just over time anyway, because Sakura is there.
That's amazing. So the Mandarins are kind of like a discount strawberry almost in terms of being only one energy, but having some similar synergy with Sakura.
Exactly. Well, you play the one Mandarin card, and then you have the two Mandarins in your hand. They're 0 cost. They heal 30 each. So while you're healing a total of 60, you're also getting a total of 30 healed on Oleg because of Sakura.
That's amazing. That's really good. All right, so we got Bubba with Pure Instinct over here for Thunder.
Oh, this is so intense.
How do you feel about Bubba as a damage-dealing beast? You know, like we're really talking about Ina here. How does Bubba rank in the meta of free Axies?
I'm not certain on Bubba yet. While he does have so much rage utility, the fact that he's missing one of his damage cards, right? He has one card that's Sparky, just gain 4 rage without doing any damage, and Persimmon, which targets, Foxy that targets the furthest enemy. So if you're in that situation where you're finally hitting Fury mode and you draw into a Foxy instead of something that attacks the front, say like Bubba Brush, it can be a really bad feeling. But he's definitely not a bad Axie. Yeah.
That is a good point, though. His card draw does seem a little delicate, I guess, around those full Fury mode scenarios. There are so many cards on the screen right now. All these succulents.
Yeah, I don't think this is all. Man, these really are all just retained. So the reason he has so many succulents is because he used that magic sack. So it says pick a card, next turn, add 2 copies of it to your hand. So he used magic sack on that there. That's why you see so many of them.
I see.
I'm working towards something, boys. Let's be patient.
I'm scared. I know you've got something ready.
I like it. Spam's got some big brain plan that he's working on for us here. Get a bleed on that front liner. Spam's Puffy stays alive.
Just barely. If he uses 2 cards on Puffy, it's over. He can get 1 off.
Okay.
Yep, because bleed will deal 15 damage every time he plays a card, so he can get 1 card off on Puffy. And now he's probably just going to leave it there to absorb one of the hits coming in.
Yep.
From the enemy. From Thunder, rather.
Delayed protection rune also come in handy there. When your turn starts, gain 12 shield for each attack this Axie took the previous turn. Okay.
This is so much fun for me because I very rarely actually play with these starter Axies, so I'm having to reread everything, being like, what does this do again?
Yeah.
And it's tough because Spam has so many retain cards. I can't even see what Thunder's drawing into.
Yeah, I admit I also have not played with the starter Axies nearly as much. It looks like there's a Poppy there in the back and a Beetroot.
Beetroot, 0 cost card for 30 damage, and he gets to draw another card. Not too many options outside of Shield and those revenge cards there. But considering he says he's working on something, so I'm gonna let him work on that. The revenge cards get a little bit of damage out there. I don't know who's in the advantage right now. I'd say Thunder's in the advantage, but considering all those retained cards, that's just a lot of options.
Yeah, and we've seen the power of these like kind of micro healing type decks, like the one Sakura up already. This Oleg in the back is going to be pretty meaty.
Now, something to consider is that Oleg only has 2 attack cards. He has Rusty Helmet for 40 damage and Beetroot for 30. And Anna only has 1 attack card. That's Cub for 60 damage. And it's just not enough damage output with those 3 cards to be really taking.
Are we going Blood Moon? Is that what we're doing here?
I think that's the strat. I think that's what he's working on.
Is the strategy get enough cards in your hand so that we can't even see what he's holding? The real mystery?
Stop the casters from casting. That was the real strategy.
I was playing
I
with
have so many cards. Oh, sorry. I have so many cards in my hand that I couldn't see how much energy I had. It was covering
You have so many cards we can't see anything on screen, man. It's hilarious.
I was trying to make the ultimate obnoxious Blood Moon deck that was triple Sakura and then all these 0 energy costs. I'm still perfecting it. It's it's a work in progress.
You have to make sure that you have that win condition too. If you're trying to go into Blood Moon, you need to make sure that you have the sustainability to make it into Blood Moon.
Yeah.
If like one of your Axies is reliant on the combo and he gets taken out early, oof, what is that going to do? If you're going second against a stun turn and you're relying on those innates to get your whole deck set up, what are you going to do if you get stunned? There are a lot of things to consider.
Yeah. One of the trickier parts that I've struggled with is like the card draw with triple Sakura. Is it worth trying to stack Sakuras up on your frontliner and make the unkillable frontliner? I've only been able to do it in one game, but it is such a good feeling when they just can't break your front line.
Especially with a Bumpy on there too.
Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas.
Bumpy Sakura all over the place. That's crazy. I would love to see that build in action.
Yeah. All right. Slow and steady here. Turn 18. We are getting relatively close to the Blood Moon, though.
Yeah, we're 2 turns away. 2 turns away. Again, it looks like Thunder is in the advantage here, but I'm still concerned just because of how many options he has. He doesn't have enough damage cards to really take out those Axies, so he has to bring this into Blood Moon and hopefully have enough sustainability to heal himself throughout the Blood Moon.
This is big, though.
This is big. He just hit Fury mode. The Forest Hero takes out Enna, and now he can start dealing damage to Olek. So we'll see how Spam handles this.
Relax, Thunder. Relax.
Oh my
I've been
god.
preparing that so
We're
long.
friends.
That is
was
the
just
dream
waiting.
turn for Bubba, though, right? That's like exactly what you want.
That is, yeah. He drew into exactly the cards he needed when he needed them. That is exactly what you want to see with Bubba. Now we see Spam's little strategy coming out here. Staying true to his name, spamming all those shield cards. He also gets the heal. So every single one of those shield cards he plays, he's getting healed because of Sakura.
300 shield?
So I think he managed to heal over 150 health there while putting up almost 300 shield. That is very significant.
Pretty sizable.
But instead
comes out.
Thunder counters by healing his own Axies as opposed to attacking. So as it stands right now, Thunder actually has the advantage considering Bubba and Puffy both have 380 HP. That is more than Olek has for Spam and Rice.
And this is part of what you were talking about. Not a lot of damage on Olek in the back line. He does have enough to find that kill on the front liner.
Do you guys hear my keyboard?
We can.
Oh,
Yes,
you can
what
just
I'm
play
doing.
that forever. Oh my god!
And the animation is gonna go on for forever because I'm
No way!
spamming
This
as
is
fast as I can.
So he's broken the client. He's broken the spectator mode. I can't even see what's happening. It looks like he's playing Beetroot over and over again. Oh, okay, so he discards Beetroot and he draws a card with Beetroot. So since it's the only card in his it's the only there are no cards in his discard or his deck. So every time he plays Beetroot, it gets discarded. He gets to draw a card. His discard cycles back into his deck. The only card in his deck is Beetroot. Since it's a 0 cost, he can just continually play it to get that 30 damage out there. This is the strategy he was working on. This is the strategy he was working on. Ammon Rice broke the game.
This is
No,
it.
0 cost card, 30 damage, and you draw a card. This is absolutely ridiculous.
This is once again shout out to my head coach Meat Value, best Origin mind out there. And,
Wow.
he's cooking up these comps like every single day.
Wow, Spam and Rice out here breaking the game
I love
live in
this
front of
shit.
everybody.
This is
I
incredible.
cannot believe what I'm looking at right
I
now.
have to mute my mic while I spam. Sorry.
He triggered an infinite loop for the win for a 1v3 Olek with starter Axies. Yo,
I
this
cannot
is,
believe this.
Humiliation.
Spam, how did you break the timer? Is it just you spamming the button?
Yeah, so as long as so I'm spamming the number that beetroot's on over and over and over. So like it's registering all those moves, and then so no matter what, it's gonna go through. As long as you like spam within that 45 seconds, like you spam 100 times, 100 of them are gonna go through.
Wow, that is next level move right there.
Yeah, that was
I
filthy.
got outsmarted.
That was, yeah, I think we all just got outsmarted, man. That was something else. That was Spam and Rice living up to a reputation there. Okay, well, GG. Game number 1 goes to Spam and Rice. Take a moment here, gentlemen. Think about what Axies you're going to swap into. Are we doing starter Axies again here for game number 2?
I'm down.
Me too.
I think it's all I prepared because I thought we were just gonna do starters only.
Cool. That's fine.
Thunder, there is a way to counter this. Do you kind of see? Possibly, there's a way.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not. But
If so, challenge. But yeah, there is a way. There is a way.
okay, I've got something kicking.
Okay.
Let me just prepare it.
Wow,
Yes,
this is getting
choose
intense.
your
I like this. Spam really came
For
with
record?
a whole strategy. There's a pop quiz involved. It has a counter, and now we're going to see if Thunder can figure out the counter live on air on the Axie Infinity main channel. This was like a next level, like Thunder. Let's see. You're either going to look real big brain here, or
Oh god.
whatever the
Thunder's
opposite
actually
of that is.
He's actually one of the smartest players in this game. I've faced him in tournaments, and his adaptation is like on point. It's like one of the best out of all the pro players out there. So let's go,
Thank you.
Thunder.
Then that's a lot of pressure.
It's unbelievable. Wow.
So he said that that there is a way to counter. I'm racking my brain right now. I'm looking at the options. He has to choose between Trip, Puffy, Enna, Bubba, and Oleg.
The hint is he can use the cards that he was the comp he was already playing.
Ooh,
Mmm.
I'm scared. I'm gonna try something different. So I've already failed the test, I think. I've challenged you.
He has Bubba with Foxy, which targets the furthest enemy. He did keep Oleg in the back, so it's possible he could take out Oleg before it
that's
gets
good.
down to that point.
I
if he
think you're
was-
onto something, Thunder. I kind of see something.
Let's see.
Yeah. You know. All right. Yeah, we're ready to hop in whenever you guys are.
Oh, well then,
They're in the game right now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, they're actually a few rounds in.
I don't know. Mine seems a little slow to pop up. I'm not sure why. I missed the first 2 rounds. All right, I'm in now finally.
So it looks like Spam and Rice started out doing a little bit of damage against Oleg in the front there.
All right, so still not a mirror matchup though. So all right, let me fix our overlays first.
Not exactly a mirror match. Let's see what's going on with these. So it looks like he's put a charm on Foxy. Attack applies bleed for 2 turns. And he actually put banish on Foxy, which is interesting. I figured that he would try to add more backdoor potential to Bubba here in the hopes that he could take out Oleg before he gets down to that broken that what was it, the beat?
Yes, the
beetroot.
beetroot. Yeah.
The beetroot loop. So I thought he would try to take out Oleg before the beetroot loop, but he actually added banish to Foxy, which is the one that targets the back lane. He still has persimmon, which targets any enemy, so he can choose with that. I'm not quite sure what his plan is.
Well, we're probably gonna find out.
Yeah, well, he's definitely doing a lot of damage there.
Frontline
Did he-
Puffy.
Did he rearrange the Axies from the last match? Was it the same arrangement with Oleg, Enna, and Bubba in the back?
No. So Thunder was not running with Ina last time. So it was
It was Puffy in the front.
yeah, it was Bubba, Oleg, and Puffy.
Oh, that was a misclick. Just healed a full HP backline.
Oh no.
All right. Spam giving him a fighting chance here. Now we go into Fury mode, but do we have the cards for the damage?
He has enough for the kill on Puffy there. He doesn't have enough beast cards to really go ham and start dealing big damage to Enna as well. But one Axie down, 2 more to go. Hopefully Spam and Rice isn't as set up as he was last time. Last time he had so many shield and healing cards that whatever Thunder did was just immediately negated on his next turn. We'll see if Thunder can turn the tides this time. Oh my gosh.
There's those mandarins.
There's those mandarins, yep. And beetroot. Not loop this time. He has to wait till Enna dies and he cycles through all those revenge cards before he can make that loop happen.
Yeah. Yeah, those pesky revenge cards do slow it down.
So what Thunder has to do, well, it's going to be difficult, right? Because he's got Sakura on Olek. I was going to say, if he can find a way to attack both his Axies, like divide the, there he goes. So he's dividing the damage among Enna and Bubba so he can kill them both at the same time and not let, or if he even kills Olek first, I think that'll still do it. But basically he wants to keep them alive. He wants to keep Enna alive. If he keeps Enna alive, he won't be able to get to that beetroot loop. Whether that means taking Olek out first or just dividing the damage among both of them and waiting for the Blood Moon to come, it's still going to be a tough match to play.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this Bubba in the back powering up again.
That's the thing. I mean, he's not going to get perfect card draw with those beast cards every time he goes into Fury mode. But if he can stall long enough, and that one time he enters into Fury mode with 3 beast cards, that could be
right.
That could be something. I don't know, because again, he doesn't want to kill Enna. He doesn't want to kill Enna and leave Olek open for the beetroot loop. So it's just tough. He's got to really. And he's got to kill Olek first.
Yeah, he's so tanky. That is a tall order. You know, you have some target ability, but Olek's a big boy.
I think if he had taken Banish off of Foxy and added a backdoor charm to the other Foxy, so he has 3 backdoor cards, or maybe even Forest Hero as a backdoor card. See, now if he had put backdoor charms on his other beast cards, he could do a lot more damage to Olek there, but
right.
Everything else just targets the front. And like I said, he doesn't want to kill Enna. So what does he do?
I'm not sure. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to end up playing out.
My mind is blown. 2 pro players. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
0 cost beetroot. Will Thunder find a way? Oh man, there's the salve.
That's the problem. If he doesn't get a full kill in one turn, Spam and Rice can just heal up instantly the next turn.
Yeah, like having played with Sakuras a lot myself, the way this is set up, it's you're going to be able to get a Sakura draw and put it on your backliner. Like before you're even you might even be able to get 2 if you're really lucky with card draw. It's just so easy
Sakura
to keep Kolek alive.
Sakura, I believe, does not cycle back into the deck. So once you play it as a power, I believe it just the card now sits above Olek. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That makes perfect sense.
Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like he has Sakura in his drop pile.
Yeah, I thought it could be played again, but now that I think about it, I've been playing with multiple Sakuras, so that's like a slightly different, I haven't been playing with just a single Sakura in my deck, so I guess we'll find out.
It might have been a mistake from my Slay the Spire days. I know in Slay the Spire, power cards stick to the character.
I see.
That might be where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So this is basically what he has to do. He has to bring it out into Blood Moon and hope that he can time that Fury mode correctly so he can damage Enna and Olek enough for the Blood Moon to kill them both when he ends his turn. I think that's the scenario he needs to look for. It's whether or not he can have the amount of rage that he needs on the turn that he needs it, and the cards that he needs on the turn that he needs it. It's oh my gosh, this is such an insane matchup.
I never thought that a free-to-play or free Axie versus free Axie matchup would be so hype, but showing
This
us
is the most interesting night we've had, the most interesting match we've had all night.
Yeah, showing us the skill ceiling here with even just free Axies. Getting very close to Blood Moon now, just one turn away. And for Spam, this is kind of autopilot now. You know, it's sort of rinse and repeat. Like he knows what his win condition is.
Pretty much. I think so. What he's doing now is that he's not even healing Enna because he wants Blood Moon to take her out earlier.
Right.
So he has all those heal cards. He has the succulents and the mandarins. If he wanted to protect her, he could, but he's not.
Here we go, Fury
So
mode
Fury
again.
mode
But
right. He has that one backdoor card.
we've seen this story before. It's just not enough damage.
So it looks to me, Blood Moon's coming in. We've got 3-4 more turns before Enna dies due to Blood Moon damage. And then Olek continues with his... Actually, I think Olek needs one extra turn to do the Beetroot combo because he needs to get rid of those revenge cards first.
Even going to be a while for Blood Moon to take her out.
Well, it's 30 now. At the end of this turn, it'll be 40.
So 2 more.
Maybe 3. Yeah, I think 3 turns.
3 turns.
3 turns.
Gotcha. I feel a little bad for Thunder right now. I feel like he can see his fate before him. And just
I think
doesn't.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
So
I have an idea, but not sure if it'll work.
he has like a 1-turn margin of error for killing Olek there.
Gonna depend a lot on the draw.
Exactly.
That's why it's important for me to keep all 3 of his axes alive, even though I can be killing the front with cards like Ina's damage card or Puffy's cards.
I see. So you actually want these Axies to survive.
Maybe.
Well, he doesn't. What you're saying is you don't want to give him a consistent card draw. Is what you?
Yeah. With all 3 alive.
With all 3 alive, the amount of cards that he's drawing, it's not consistent enough. So now Enna's gone.
Uh-oh.
We're down to 3 cards in the draw pile. So I don't think he can pull off the Beetroot combo this turn, but next turn it's happening for sure. So this is the 1-turn margin of error I was talking about. Thunder needs to draw. He's going into Fury mode this next turn. He needs the perfect card draw on that beast on Bubba there in order to take this victory home.
Please.
All right. Let's see if he can find it.
Not quite.
Oh my gosh.
So this is actually what you were talking about, Ryan, why Sparky feels so weird on Bubba, because you get situations like this and it's truly just a wasted card for this specific turn.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I've been finding that by playtesting beasts myself. I mean, when you go into that Fury mode, you really just want every card on that Axie to be another attack. You don't want any utility there. You just want all-out damage. You're getting 2 times the amount of damage that you normally would. And it really sucks when you have to waste that on a skill card as opposed to an attack.
Let's see.
Yeah, totally.
So this is
Am I
it.
dead?
Oh, wait. He has one
more
extra
card.
card. He has 1 card in his draw pile, so he can't pull it off. Giving Thunder 1 more chance. I mean, he has so much utility here. Oh.
It's still challenging. I mean, this is
Yeah, he has
big
He has a
Oleg.
lot of shield and a lot of heals. And now he's down to just 4 cards in the discard, 1 in the draw pile. So yeah, next turn the beetroot combo is happening for sure. This is it.
And even without it, I mean, this Oleg, 2 are going to die to Blood Moon after this, of course.
Pray for crits. Just kidding.
Pray for crits. Wow.
He actually did hit Fury mode, but
Not going to be able to do much with it here. And actually
how much is
has...
Blood Moon doing at this point? 100. Wow, that
Oh
was
my
so
god!
close.
No!
Wait, that was perfect
So
for you. 'Cause
close.
now I can't heal because he has bleed on me.
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh, bleed. I mean, the heal goes in first.
Oh,
before
the
bleed.
heal goes through.
Damn it!
Wow.
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 That's nice.
Well, mechanic...
GG.
Yeah, that's it. That was a super close match.
Wow.
Thunder almost came back from. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
So
Close.
what's he supposed to do is like
Oh,
apply that
wow.
bleed to turn that I want to spam cards, because if I
Yeah.
keep spamming beetroot with a bleed on me, GG.
You're gonna-
Yeah, that's what his play was.
The
Yeah.
real counter is in the bleeds.
Makes
That makes
sense.
perfect sense. Yeah. Then the
Oh, he didn't really have to worry about leaving Ina alive or anything like that.
It was all about the bleed.
all
Well,
about.
I'm
the
sorry,
bleed.
Thunder, if I got your mind thinking the wrong direction. I was
Nah,
thinking.
I was
back there.
thinking the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Thunder what he was thinking too. I actually thought I was gonna lose there. I had 13 HP and I used
that
one
was
card. I
crazy.
thought the bleed was gonna kill me, but apparently the heal goes through. I don't know. I thought it was any card, not just attack cards.
Today we learned.
But yeah, GG.
It was a great game. Very fun.
Yeah.
Even if
that
it was.
That was
quite enough.
fantastic. Honestly, it makes me still happy to think that the starter Axie battles were that intense. There's definitely a high ceiling here. So certainly thank you both for bringing something interesting to the table tonight. Those were 2 pretty sweaty games there. Spam, certainly pretty cool to see you debut that. But Thunder, thanks for putting up a good fight. Both of those, very fun to watch.
I hope that was more fun than watching like triple chomp comps or like triple aquas. We see that all the time.
100%.
Or, like,
That was the
Turn
highlight
2
of the night.
beast. So yeah, hope you guys learned something new, and it just shows to like everyone's calling Origin pay to win, pay to win, pay to win. I'm just like, do you guys realize you guys were calling V2 pay to win also? I mean, at the end of the day, you put money into the game to play an NFT game, so just give it a chance. You know, the free access are very good, especially if all the runes release. You can get to Challenger with any free Axies. So just everyone, just keep in mind that this game is still very, very new. It's actually very great and has potential to be amazing, I promise.
Wow. Well said. I don't know if I could even top that myself. So thank you to both of you. Thunder, a pleasure to have you on here as well. Excited
Thank
to
you so much.
see where your competitive Axie journey takes you, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. Well played to Spam. That was genius team building by you and your coach. So congrats for that, and thanks for having me again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was our pleasure.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Yeah,
Shout
that'll
out to
be
my girlfriend.
shout
Bye-bye.
out to Spam and his family. All right, well, we'll take him and Thunder down, and we've got one matchup less. Ryan, this is it. We've got one final best of 3, and then we're done for the night. Our first Friday
One
night
more.
fights.
Wow. It's been such an exciting night. That team by Spam and Rice blew my mind. I cannot wait for this stream to end so I can go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
That was
I know.
something totally different from what we're used to. And what's really cool is that he was using those starter Axies, the Axies that everybody has access to just by downloading the game. So if anyone who's watching who hasn't played Origin yet, during this alpha, we have full access to the runes and charms. You can download the game and have those free starter Axies to play with right now and do the exact same combo that Spam and Rice just did. Everybody out there.
Wild to wrap your brain around. So, all right. Well, we've got our final matchup of the night. Now, the schedule has moved around a little bit. Appreciate all y'all rolling with us here. We're going to have Ruthless Reg versus VMG from YGG coming up to round things out. So we've got them both here. I think we've got their cameras ready to go. Now, we are going to have to take a moment because I don't think I'm friends with Reg yet online. So I'm going to have to make friends here so that we're going to be able to spectate this match. Reg, I think I got you. There we go. We're now friends. All right.
Yes.
Well, that was easy.
Nice. Hi, friend.
Crisis averted. Hello. Welcome. I'm going to update some nameplates here. How are we? Welcome to the show. Reg, how's it going?
Yeah, amazing stuff. Yeah, glad to be here. It's what time is it? 2:30 in the morning in the UK. So it's midnight streaming for us. So exciting stuff. Glad to be here. Thank you for having us as well. I know it's last minute. I managed to get my brother from another mother from our Crypto Familia group. So managed to pull him in. So really glad. We initially had Hazelia, I think, and she's unavailable right now. So we just pulled our brother.
Yeah, VMG, thank you so much for jumping in here at the last second. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Especially to Sir Ruthless Reg for the invite. I didn't actually slept yet. I was awake all morning. It's currently 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. and Sir just went for the call on our Discord. Hey,
Yeah, I just pulled him in.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, let's play. So thank you so much, guys.
I love
enjoy
it.
This match.
Sick.
I love it. All right, Ryan. Well, we've got a real blood boiler here to get things wrapped up. I mean, when you guys are ready, I think we could probably go ahead and challenge and get our first match of this final best of 3 underway.
Sweet.
And, yeah, of course, you guys are welcome to join us in the conversation throughout the game. You know, talk a little bit of friendly trash to each other. Really excited to see what you bring to the table.
Awesome. Before we start, I'd just like to say thank you to the whole community, actually, who is now watching us and who's also not watching us, but I guess we'll watch the replay as well. So thank you very much, and excited to be here.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's start. I'll invite.
Okay.
All right, let's get into it.
Mine pops up sooner this time. I don't know why it took me until round 3 last time to see the pop-up.
Okay, loading.
Oh my god, what is this lineup? Did you prepare, sir?
No, I'm just experimenting. And this looks fun, so okay, let's try.
All right,
I'm in Zyori, are you there?
Yeah, we're in game. We made it. So what do we have here? Wow, this is much different. So we actually have a plant. This is cool. A fuzzy plant at that. Midliner for Reg.
Fuzzy plant starting off with the hollow. Getting the tree trunk out there and throwing some shield on there as well. So now that hollow has 100, almost 150 stats. And VMG is actually not playing any Soul Star. I was going to say that shield doesn't have any utility against a Soul Star, but he's actually opting for Kaku, Oranda, and Dual Blade. It's a very interesting triple aqua team. Nothing standard. We still have the Kois for the high damage output. We've got Hardy Warrior on the back lane with Calcium Armor on the front, so he's got a lot of shield in the front and extra damage in the back.
This is very interesting. This backliner from VMG reminds me of like the old school like kind of backline aquas that I used to see. You know, like the Cuckoo for the 1v1, like way back in Axie Classic.
Right.
You know,
yep,
that's a very classic looking Axie right there.
It's fun. It's fun when you see a V2 build making its way into V3. I saw someone playing a double anemone with a balloon bird backliner, and I did do a double take because I was like, wait, which game am I looking at again?
Yeah, it's true. Although we do have a double anemone here in the front line. How does double anemone feel right now? I've only played it a couple of times. It felt a little underwhelming at first, but I have to admit I might not have given it the full chance that it really deserves.
So it's underwhelming as a backliner, right? As a frontliner, you have some interesting options. So he's actually playing Nemo, Telescope, and Goda on that anemone. And again, those are all banished cards. So Telescope just helps his consistency. It's going to help him get the cards that he needs when he wants them. Nemo is good for energy. And then Goda helps disrupt the opponent. And all 3 of those cards getting banished on your front laner means when that front lane Axie dies, that's only 3 revenge cards that you have to worry about.
Oh,
so
okay.
The anemone has the utility because it's always healing from drawing into those anemones. He's got calcium armor there to give it just a little bit more sustainability. But even when it dies, it's not as much of a detriment to you as other Axies with 6 unbanished body parts.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That's the second or third time tonight that you've mentioned the nature of stacking up those banished cards and then playing them before an Axie dies, and then using that so the revenge, kind of like to mitigate the damage of the revenge cards.
Exactly.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's very big brain.
Now, in certain circumstances, when you're playing against, say, a stun deck, you kind of want to save those revenge cards, because if you know you're going to get stun locked, then it might be that the only cards you're going to have left to play are the stun cards on your next round. So if you do have the opportunity, like if you Goda, right? Actually, no, it's probably just better to use Goda. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Goda has better utility.
Have you played against any triple Goda lineups?
No, not yet.
Oh, I only faced it once, but it seemed really, really abusive. I'm actually surprised it hasn't been more popular.
You know what's more popular is double gloomy dice these days. And I'll tell you, when I'm seeing double gloomy dice, I'll go entire turns without spending a single energy, which seems a lot stronger than Goda's single void.
Yeah, you're totally right. No, pretty back and forth though.
So what
Very
he's doing
even.
here is he's got these birds, right? He's got Robin. Let's see, teammates deal 16 more damage. So he's got these Robins and Mavis. So Mavis reduces the energy cost of a random card in your hand at the beginning of every turn, and they're staying alive because of the rune on the healing pulse on the plant. So at the end of your turn, you're regenerating 8 HP across all of your allies. So while these birds take 8 HP of damage every turn, he's healing up with that plant.
Wow.
Where do you have
So
6 units?
Not only is he dealing 16 more, actually no, 32 more damage because he has 2 little Robins out there, but he's also getting 1 energy reduction every turn as well. So those birds are actually doing a lot of work, even though it looks like they're just flying there.
That is so smart, though. The automated healing just completely negates the downside of the birds. He's got as many birds as he does Axies here. This is what it would look like if your Axie had a pet, folks.
Now, VMG does have a strat to take out those birds. I don't want to say it because I don't want to give it away in case he hasn't realized. But there is something that he can do.
A lot of damage coming out now. It feels like VMG is in some trouble.
Definitely. Ruthless Reg has got a strong comp here, and he's got VMG running for sure. It's going to be tough to come back from this, even when he takes out the anemone.
Is the Robin buff just stays there as long as the Robins stay alive, right? So wow, that's beautiful.
And they triple up with tri-spikes as well. That's why I have 2 tri-spikers here.
Wonderful.
They put 26 plus 32 for each hit, and it's 3 hits.
That's amazing.
Okay.
So tri-spike, since it's dealing 3 hits, each one of those 3 hits gets the buff from both Robins. So he's dealing 32 damage plus the 28 damage on the card 3 times. For a single energy, that's massive damage.
Oh, that's so dirty.
I'm sorry, baby bro.
Wow.
If there wasn't bad blood in the air before, there definitely is now.
Yeah, this is an impressive lineup. I mean, it's just so much synergy. It makes perfect sense.
Thank you. I also have the guide up in YouTube if anyone's interested.
I'll watch your guide after this.
It's my very first English video, fully English video.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
If anyone wants to figure out how this comp works from the man himself, you can go check it out. What's the YouTube, Ruthless?
YouTube.com/RuthlessReg.
Wonderful.
Gaming, I think. Ruthless Reg Gaming. Yeah.
And there's the first V.
There it is. All right. Well, Reg came out swinging this time. There was no messing around there. It's so cool that we've seen such different, different strategies. You know, like we've seen completely different Axies throughout this Friday night fights, and I'm stunned to think about what's going to be coming up next between these guys.
Yeah. No, are you guys gonna switch up the teams? Or are you gonna keep it consistent?
I'll switch.
Yeah.
You're both gonna switch. Awesome. So we have one more, possibly two more matches with different team comp ideas. Yeah, no, it has been really cool seeing every game that we've played has had a completely different comp, completely different strategy, and I think it just goes to show how many options there are in Origin. And I mean, again, it's still brand new. The meta is still developing. People are discovering new things every single day with this game.
There's a question in chat actually. Would this bird comp work with 2 bubble stacks? Yes, Nene. It works with 1 bubble stack as well. You reduce the damage by 5, so you just take 3 every turn. So the 18 goes a long way, but the second bubble stack negates all of the damage. So they also stay there without needing the rune.
Wow. That sounds awesome.
Which is fun.
Which is good.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I think it would also work with Leafs as well. If you're not playing
Oh yeah.
You're not playing the charm, or I'm sorry, the rune to heal up your team at the end of every round. If you're able to play some Leafs on that bird, that'll keep him alive as well. But what VMG needed to do to get rid of those birds is he had 2 bubbles on his frontline Axie. That was keeping him a little bit safer, reducing damage. But if he had placed 1 more bubble on there, it would have turned into Bubble Bomb, which would have dealt 20 damage across the board to Ruthless Reg. That would have taken out all 3 of those birds in a single swing.
Ooh.
That's a really good call.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get that 3rd bubble out there before that frontliner died. It just made it really difficult. Are we in the second match now?
Yeah, so we're in turn 2 now, and it looks like we've got
What did I miss?
triple aqua versus triple aqua. So you haven't missed too much yet. Got some blue moon action on VMG's side. Looks like some bubble synergy here as well. I see double bubble maker.
So VMG, it looks like he may have switched up some charms or runes, but it looks like the runes are all the same. He may have switched up some charms, but the team is fairly consistent. And Ruthless Red is going with a totally different comp. It's triple aqua.
Yeah.
It looks like he's working with the summons again. He's got Mavis on his midline. I think that might be the only one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't have the AoE healing this time either, but he's got double koi. And then this is the same frontliner as last time, right? This double anemone and then
double anemone. Yep.
Triple banish.
It's the same frontliner. What's really funny here is he was placing bubbles to protect that bird, but he placed 1 too many. And now instead of protecting the damage,
it's gonna pop. Yeah.
It doesn't actually pop when the bird dies.
Yeah. It stops the protection basically, which is some anti-synergy.
So
it
that
had 2
bubble
stacks.
bomb will deal 20 damage to all enemies whenever the bird attacks, but the bird doesn't have any cards to attack with. So he lost protection from 2 bubbles, and now it's just a floating bomb going nowhere.
All right. See how long this frontliner can stay alive with the enemy draws. Not going to find it here. Instead goes for the big damage from the koi.
Koi dealing 200 damage is huge. And I think that's because he has the class bonus charm on there with the damage buff from Tiny Fan on the ears.
Yeah, plus 10 and then extra. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a nasty backliner.
It is. That's some heavy damage. He also has Buzz. Let's see. Shuffle 1 days into your opponent's discard pile. Interesting choice with Buzz back there.
The idea there is if it's a 3v1, I also have the unlimited Tiny Fan combo like Oleg, and then if this gets like 300 attack up, I can one-shot everybody.
Oh my gosh, Ruthless. That is true to your name. That is Ruthless.
Sorry.
No apologies necessary.
And do these damage stacks reduce or do they just stay there?
No, they stack. So if he plays another Tiny Fan right here, that 3 is going to go up to a 6. He'll be getting, I think it's 3 damage per stack. 3 extra damage per stack.
Yeah, but
No, I'm sorry. The damage is increased by 1 per stack.
I can't tiny fan though. My bird's gonna die
Yeah,
again.
it's 1 per stack. Yeah.
1 per stack. Okay.
My tiny fan has a bubble rune.
Oh, I
So
see.
that's
So
why.
he finally got 2 bubbles on his Mavis bird back there. That's why it's not dying. It's staying alive at 2 health because every time the 8 damage comes in, it's completely reduced to 0 due to those bubbles. Tiny fan on his backliner. Tiny fan on his backliner has the bubble charm on it.
Sorry.
So much damage coming from Ruthless.
Your Aquas are on Super Saiyan mode.
Yeah, this
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah, as you said, Ruthless living up to his name, but I'm really just I'm taken aback by how deep the theory crafting has gone already with Origin. Some of these combos that y'all have found are pretty damn good. No other way to say it. Y'all are good.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, all of my comps don't use any mystics. They're just
No mystic.
They're all
runes.
optimized. Oh,
Wow.
no mystic runes. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said no mistakes.
No.
Mystics. Sorry.
So these are all like budget builds, though. It's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm targeting the audience as well because at the point that Origin has actually farmable stuff, not everyone's gonna be able to get everything, right? We're just gonna get a few stuff, but rares and epics, there's a much higher chance to get them. And the only epic I use is just this as well. So I don't need this as well. I can just use a normal rune like this instead.
Wow.
So just so that everyone has this accessibly, basically,
Man.
if
Yeah,
they're
but-
interested in the comp.
The runes that he's playing with are the base runes that are basically the easiest runes to get a hold of.
GG's.
GG.
Jeez.
Nice.
What an
Games.
awesome game, guys. Ruthless, that was amazing, man.
Thank you.
That was VMG. I mean, you stepped in at the very last second after
Yeah,
staying up
yeah.
all night.
Yeah.
So
I know
I almost
my brother's not prepared.
I almost feel bad, honestly, because you just got thrown in here to be like a target dummy for poor Ruthless Red.
Yeah, I was a punching bag. But it's
But-
okay. His lineup inspired me to
Yeah.
study the craft of Aquas.
Yeah, because VMG is actually known as an aqua god to the Filipino community.
I was playing my V2
actually-
lineup. That was my V2 lineup.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. I called it right then, at least. I thought I recognized a few of those Axies from Classic. But no, that was really great. And I'm glad we were still able to find somebody to match up against Reg because that was a totally different style of Axie Origin than what we saw in the other matchups. So really appreciate both of you coming on. And even though it was a quick series, thanks a lot, Reg. That was really fun to watch.
Cheers. Thank you as well for having us. Really excited for Origin, actually.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
As we said before on the stream, this is just the beginning, right? This is the very first step of Origin, and it's just going to get better from here. More features, more improvements, more things to do, more feedback implemented. So, appreciate all of you putting in the hours to test Origin, find these kind of broken matchups, and give us this most valuable data so that we can keep improving it.
Thank you as well.
Yeah.
Blown away, man. I'm blown away. I came from Magic the Gathering, and this just comes in really well. So
I appreciate that a lot. So, all right. Well, Reg and VMG, we'll let you two get out of here. And I think we're going to get ready to shut this thing down before the 24-hour stream starts. So,
nice.
yeah,
Nice.
good luck on your adventures. And I'm sure we'll see you again sometime soon.
Definitely.
All
It's
right.
an amazing fight night. Friday fight night.
Appreciate it. All right, fellas. We'll see you later. All right. Well, Ryan, here we are 2 hours later, 4 series down. Our first Friday night fights are done. That was a whirlwind, man. I need to spend more time playing Origin. It really hit me, like
Right.
the depth, seeing all of the diversity across the strategies. Pretty fun, pretty exciting. Like, I'm excited to see future Friday night fights. I'm excited to see future patches with Origin. If this is where we're starting, man, I can't even really think about where we're going. This is great starting point.
There's so much there to digest. Like 100%, I'm rewatching this stream. I'm downloading it as soon as we stop, and I'm going to be dissecting every single one of these builds because we saw some amazing comps up there, and not all of them are these super expensive like meta Axies cost ridiculous amounts on the marketplace. A lot of them are some of the cheaper Axies out there, especially Spam and Rice coming in here with a starter team, showing us something that I don't think most people never even have seen before. Absolutely amazing stuff. Are we going to be doing this more consistently? Is Friday night's fights going to be a consistent thing on the Axie Infinity Twitch?
It's a good question. I think this was the first of many experiments. This whole week coming up is all about the Axie Infinity Origin launch. We've got the 24-hour stream starting in, I think, about 2 hours' time, and then a whole slew of other content coming. There's going to be more Twitter spaces and all sorts of fun stuff about Origin. I think the idea of Friday night fights is something we definitely want to bring back. I don't know when it's going to start as a consistent thing, but I think this could be a cool, like, King of the Hill style, like, weekly event that we do. You know, we need a good King of the Hill in Axie. Have some different community members come in. I think there's a lot of cool things that we could do with it. This was a really great, sampler for a first experiment. So I have to imagine we'll bring it back, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun, especially seeing all these faces. You know, we see these names on Twitter. We see them on the leaderboards, and this is the first time I've seen a lot of these players actually face to face. And knowing a little bit of the history behind the players and watching them go, it adds a lot more of an attachment to the match as opposed to just watching other random people play in a tournament, for example.
Yeah, definitely. No, and that's the idea, right? As we start to level up Axie esports, we're going to build more of these storylines, hopefully get some rivalries going. This is like really just the beginning for Axie esports. You know, we've had a couple of grants so far. We had a really big season in terms of arena rewards, but we're just ramping up, my friend. So really excited to see more of these pro players enter the space. And I want to see some more rivalries form, some more storylines. That's exactly what we're missing right now. So
I cannot wait for it all.
Yeah, likewise. Well, Ryan, this was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hopping on with me. Thank you so much for rolling with it while we work through the production of the first Friday night fights. I'm sure we'll have some improvements for next time, but this really was a pleasure. So I appreciate your time as well, my friend, and hopefully we'll get to bring you back on for some future fights.
Definitely. I'm always willing.
All right. Well, with that said, folks, we're going to take a break. We're going to turn the stream off. We will be back in 2 hours to kick off the beginning of the 24-hour stream. So hopefully you'll come back and join us. We've got a lot of great content creators joining us here. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you soon. Take care. And thank you so much for watching the first Friday Night Fights here on the official Axie Infinity channel.
Bye, everybody. Thanks again, Zyori.
Take care, buddy. Oh no, where's our music? Aha, I've found it.